everybody, welcome back to the Ask Lindley channel. So the first thing to do today is clean up all the stuff from the weekend to do weekday stuff. I also have to eat this last donut because I don't want it to go to waste. So it's fun being able to work from home, but it's difficult when you're doing YouTube because you have all the stuff you have to put up for your own YouTube stuff, and then you got to take all that stuff down. I still have a video to film, so I'll eventually have to put all this stuff back up to film that video and then take it all back down for work. So another thing I want to do today is try and fix this Manfrotto clamp. And the story is I purchased two of these just online. They're like a flash clamp. They're made in such a way where you can put a speed light on here, but I have other grip equipment that I wanted to use with flashes or speed lights, because if you look in my drawer of grip gear, you'll notice I have a plethora of other things that I feel mount and secure speed lights better than these spring clamps do. So what I wanted to do is try and remove these. There's a little Allen key just kind of down in here that you can maybe see, and I started unscrewing the Allen key and I got it to maybe like halfway or a little less than half, but I couldn't move it at all. So I don't know, maybe like it's part welded or there's some JB welder or something in there, so it started wobbling around. So I ended up just like taking a Sawzall and just cutting the whole bolt and everything, and now you can see the bolt is stuck in there. So hindsight, I probably should have just left everything alone, because actually I've removed the flash holder on this one, and I actually do use this quite a bit just to clamp this onto something, and then I have a ball head to adjust. So like I say, I should have just left well enough alone. But what I'm going to try and do is, my brother's really good at mechanics and fixing things, so I'm going to try and go over to his place, see if we can get this bolt extracted. And if we need to, we may have to tap another 1/4 20 thread in there. But if so, at least I'll have a salvageable ball head that has a 1/4 20 on bottom and on top, and I can use this for a bunch of other things. So one thing I have to do first is go get some screw extractors. Okay, a little snafu. I ended up getting almost all the way there, and I forgot the piece that I needed. Okay, I made it finally here. By the way, this is my brother, Trent.
Hey, it's my crazy. I haven't had a haircut in a year because of COVID.
It's okay, I haven't had a haircut in, it's been 14 years maybe? My brother's a big outdoorsy camper guy, and I'm trying to get him to start his own YouTube channel because he's got all these like interesting gadgets and gear and things that he usually finds, and I feel like it'd be something really interesting for people.
But what you do have is a GPS track that you can follow. The fact that I can download tracks to my watch and maps to my watch and use offline is amazing.
Let me know in the comments if you think you should start one. This is as far as I got with this project. I think the problem is I got some cheaper bits. Oops. So I might try it again with some heavier duty metal bits, because I think this is some hardened steel. But for now, I'm gonna call this a fail. But I gotta hang out with my brother and talk to him for a while, so that's always a good time. I do have a couple other fixes for you that I will show you right after this edit. Good morning, everybody. I wanted to show you two more fixes. This first one, I have this boom arm that even when I tighten this handle down all the way, it still kind of sags a bit. So we're gonna try and throw a washer in here and see if we can get it to grip a little bit tighter. Okay, so this is a Manfrotto boom stand. I'll put a link or a title or something of what model this one is, because I can't remember right now, but basically I'm gonna pull out this housing. You kind of want to be careful because there's a spring here. But basically there's these little washer thingies. They're made out of a kind of abrasive material that'll get worn down over time. And then this thing just fits inside here like this. And then what this thing will do is clamp against this. I'm gonna throw one of these in there and then clamp it down. And what that should do is push down. I'm gonna throw it in between here and this other O-ring looking thing. And that should push this thing outward more and allow this thing to clamp a little bit tighter. So now you can see this little gap in here as I start to clamp this thing down. Tightens down on that thing. And let's test it out. And now it definitely feels a lot more secure with that little rubber washer in there. Alright, this second tip has to do with another boom stand because I love boom stands and I have a couple of them. Alright, for this particular boom stand, this knob here wouldn't tighten the pole tight enough, so like even when I was cranking it down, I could still rotate the thing, I could still slide it a little bit. So I'm going to show you what I did to fix that. So in some of these boom stands, if you take the whole arm out of the slot here, then you'll notice they have these little plastic sheaths kind of thingies. But what I did is I put on a layer of painter's tape actually. The reason I'm using painter's tape is because it'll come off easy. But I put a whole piece of tape around here and found it was too tight. So then I found out taking off half actually worked really well for my stand. And you'll probably have to figure out which works best for you and your stand. This is an interesting fix if you have stands or something like that that are a little bit loose or don't tighten down all the way. You might find a little piece of sheathing in here that you can put a tape on and add just a little bit more grip for this to clamp onto. So now when I'm using this section of the stand, I can tighten this nut down and I know that the light isn't going to go anywhere. Alright you guys, hopefully this video was at least entertaining. Maybe you'll learn something. If you guys have any questions, leave in the comments field. I'll do my best to answer them, and thanks everyone for watching.